here was a really cool feature that we found. So it's doing, real-time language translation. So I've got this, array of responses that I want to return. And if, I want to translate into a new language, it's doing the language translation for you in real time. Similar to that is creating dictionaries of information. So you're going to see something that looks similar to this, and how cool it can be, not just taking known lists of objects like, I'm doing a list of countries, but I can actually create, things that are kind of a little bit more meaningful to my business, and it's going to start giving you suggestions on different things to put into like an enumeration or an array. And then, we mentioned this earlier, but there's some really cool features around building tests and creating test functions on the fly just by prompting Copilot on what you're trying to test for. Another great feature is, I don't know about you, I used to love regular expressions, but now it's just kind of tedious because I find myself just going to, Stack Overflow or whatever, like, all right, what is this? But now I can actually just ask it and, hey, I need to validate the format of a telephone number or, an email address, or, make sure that this is a valid name and, it doesn't have anything. And so I'm just asking it, like, what should I be adding, for a regular expression, and then I can test it as well. So a little quicker.
According to some, I think the regex and the test writing are like two of the most killer features.
All right, so code translation. I don't speak a lot of languages, but my wife does. She speaks like 4 or 5 or 6 or 12. And but another cool feature of this is doing language translations in real time. I've watched a lot of videos of developers that are working with different teams in different countries, and being able to go back and forth or understand language code that was written in different languages is pretty cool. And then also taking SQL and translating that to another programming language, or like I've got this snippet of Python, and I want to take that code and put it into my .NET. I can actually prompt it. And then again, another Copilot X kind of feature is taking snippets of code, as you can see here, and asking Copilot, like, can you tell me what this does, or can you provide me an example of how I would use this? I think this is going to be an absolute game changer. Next one's kind of like this automation of like your test creation. Again, this is Copilot X. So this isn't something you're going to be able to do quite yet today. You can build your test methods pretty easily using Copilot, but Copilot X is going to be like, hey, I've got this thing. Can you help me figure out some unit tests for it? And so that's going to be a huge time saver in reducing amount of that repetitive, like commodity type of work that a lot of developers get hung up on. And again, these are just helpful ways it's going to allow our developers to focus on solving business problems and not have to do some of the tedious work around oh man, I got all this documentation I have to write for this. And so when we get to Copilot X, this is going to be pretty helpful.